What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Awesemo team, talking some college football, and we have a show sponsored by our friends over at PrizePicks. We're going to be talking everything you need to know ahead of the Thursday and Friday college football games this weekend. But before we get started, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. And without further ado, let's join our friends at PrizePicks. We are going to do 5 props up, 5 props down, getting through everything you need to know about Thursday and Friday's games. Starting with the Thursday slate of games, there's a couple very mispriced options here, especially in the passing yardage realm. The first one we want to look at is Lane Hatcher for Arkansas State. This is a team that is typically using a quarterback platoon, and Lane Hatcher, he now projects to be the lone starter here with James Blackman getting hurt. Now, this is a team in Arkansas State that has one of the worst defenses in all of college football. They are allowing over 300 yards on the ground and 300 yards through the air. The total in the game is 70 points overall, and Arkansas State is a team throwing the ball 69% of the time with a 79.5 plays per game rate. Lane Hatcher is going to play a majority, if not every single snap of this game at quarterback. He only averages 21.8 attempts on the year, but again, James Blackman's been playing significantly. He averages 30.7 himself. And now you have a situation where potentially all of these 79.5 plays per game and 69% pass rate are funneled through Lane Hatcher. There's a chance he backdoors his way into 300 yards and easily eclipses this 229. This is one of the most imperfect props on the slate right now, and one I think that is an easy over here. From here, you could also look at another quarterback in an immense total game as an underdog in Michael Pratt for Tulane. 225.5 passing yards. Looking the over here is another sharp bet. Not quite the value that Lane Hatcher is, but this Tulane team is also very fast, running 73 plays per game and passing 54% of the time. They're 14-point underdogs to an SMU team, allowing 260 pass yards per game. But more importantly, SMU is up-tempo and pass-heavy themselves, which should lead to elevated play volume for Michael Pratt. The 225.5 passing yards is squarely on his season average at 226. But again, 32 attempts per game with a very real chance that Michael Pratt is coaxed into extra pass attempts due to the game environment he will be playing in against SMU. So another one we like, just not as much as Lane Hatcher, but a very good value overall. Looking at the other side of this Louisiana Lafayette game coming against Arkansas State, there's another situation where we could take advantage of a rushing prop with Chris Smith, our third over, 61.5 yards. They will use 3 backs in Louisiana, but Chris Smith is the leader of the group ahead of Montrell Johnson and Amani Bailey. More than anything else, this is a play where we are just targeting the matchup. Arkansas State is allowing 313.5 rushing yards per game, the worst mark in the country. Even with limited volume, Chris Smith projects for 71.5 rushing yards on the back end here. There's not much else to say. He's averaging 12.2 opportunities per game, but the efficiency projects to be there against Arkansas State. Hitting the over on Chris Smith is another fantastic bet here on Thursday. Heading to the Friday slate of games, there's a couple receiving yardage props that are just a little bit too high heading into this weekend. The first one is Trey McBride from Colorado State. This is a game against Utah State, which projects to be extremely slow and defensive heavy. Just looking at both sides, Colorado State, they have been playing fast, but defense is very good. They're only allowing 180 pass yards per game. Utah State, they're only allowing 207. The total in this game is 58, which is fairly middling overall. And for the Colorado State offense, you have a situation where Dante Wright is projected to come back from injury. He is a focal point of this team. Right now, Trey McBride is averaging 99.5 receiving yards per game. Now, that is on a 39% target share. That will certainly come down if Dante Wright makes his return to the offense. And in this poor game environment, which is projected to be very defensive heavy, you have Trey McBride projected for nearly 20 yards under his prop here. Easy under. On the other side, Devin Thompkins projected at 114.5 receiving yards. Another one which is very absurd here. And one last point before we get to Thompkins on Trey McBride. Todd Centeio, the quarterback for Colorado State, is only projected for 217 passing yards. So you have Trey McBride close to 50% of the team's receiving yards in projection. Just ridiculous prop here. For Thompkins, it's similar. 114 projected yards for him. Their quarterback is only projected for 247. So likewise, he's only just below 50% of the receiving yards. That is a very ridiculous number considering Thompkins only accounts for a 34% target share. They're a team that will use Brandon Bowling, Justin McGriff, and Derek Wright. Not to mention, again, Colorado State's defense is no joke. Now, Logan Bonner having his prop at 247, I think, is telling here. If there's any sort of inefficiency with Thompkins' game or Colorado State just dedicates coverage to him, it's a very easy under here, and he projects well below this for us over at Awesemo. So to recap, unders on Devin Thompkins, Trey McBride, overs on Chris Smith, Michael Pratt, and Lane Hatcher. But that will do it for us today. Thanks to our friends over at PrizePicks. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Let me know your favorite PrizePicks in the comment section, and we will see you guys again next time. Have a good one.